I remember you said when we were discussing some time ago that personal branding is key. Well, tell me more about it, because I think it's a multidimensional approach.
Yeah, this is very important for an employee aspect. If you recall, sometimes when a staff of a big ticketing agent that resigned, or an insurance agent that resigned, he or she will bring all her account to her new company because he or she service the customers with total sincerity and honesty. So people begin to follow the person. Now, the person is a brand. I always believe the person is a brand. You cannot be anything else. You have to understand why some people are more successful. Some people get what they want. Some people try very hard, but they can't get anything done. Because there's this personal branding that you need to develop. And it's not an overnight, you become a brand. I'm a sucker for brand. I believe that people will come to me because I have certain value that they want. And the branding has to be multidimensional. I give you a good example. When people lose the job, they start to think, I want to do something else. Too late. Because you have not prepared yourself, the branding of an individual, that you are capable to provide solution to service to many segment or industry. Good example, when people lose the job, they come to Robin. I work in the travel industry for many years. I can share my knowledge. Can you introduce me to give lecture in polytechnics? I said, that's a good idea. But do you know, standing up there for 3 hours giving a lecture, it's not as easy. The course, the material they have to prepare and to string the topic in a way that will inspire the students to listen to you for 3 hours is not as easy as ABC. If you want to do that, you must, throughout the period of time while you are working for this company, build up a credential of being able to lecture, teaching, coaching, so that when the time comes, your credential will, wow, he served as a part-time lecturer of Ngee Polytechnic or Singapore Polytechnic. Now that he doesn't have a job, he's quite suitably qualified to be a lecturer. And that's what's very important, to prepare yourself as a brand.
Talking about teaching, you've been teaching throughout your career. Yeah. So as a result of your career, you've been teaching, but like you were saying earlier, you were also you prepared yourself to doing that because you had the academic accomplishments that were creating credentials for you to do so. Would you say that teaching also influenced your career back? And how did it work for you to actually make it work all together in terms of time, but also in terms of your personal career?
It's investment. It's something that I always fear that one day I will be irrelevant. And what happens if I lose my job? So instead of looking for another job, I will wall myself up with, you look at my wall at the house, I have so many multidiscipline diplomas that I've done. Some of them have nothing to do with what I do. I remember in 90s or 80s when the cable car snapped between Singapore and Sentosa. Now, that taught me a lesson. I love watching news because you start to think, how can the authority present a positive image of an incident or an accident? It is the PR that make the difference. So I was thinking, I want to learn how to make something so bad looks good. So how to do it? So I went to attend a course called Public Relation, and the lecturer, Mr. Yap Highlight, today he's one of my very good friends, who taught me how to articulate all of this. So to me, preparation is very important, to be able to provide, and people look for you for solution. If you are qualified to provide solution for multidiscipline, you're obviously more valuable than you're just a single discipline individual. So lecturing was very important. But to me, I think we can talk about people around me. When I employ staff during my time at TTC. I spent time with them on the first day, and the message I said to them was, I want you to come in, learn all the skills and experience of TTC brands, but I know one day you will leave the organization. You make sure when you leave this organization, you leave as a better person in different skill sets. So that was the reason why I believe in education. I mentioned earlier, why would anyone need an MBA and a PhD in tourism? Was because I want to make sure that I'm multidisciplined. But the most important lesson I learned from education is the more you educate yourself, the more confident you become, and the more difficult for you to leave the job, because you are confident. You are not afraid that you will lose this job because a new guy being parachuted in, and you'll lose the job because you know that you have armed yourself with different arms, different skills. So those were the very important message to educate yourself and be prepared for the worst.